What if I told you that the place you trust the most with your money is quietly working against you, not stealing it outright, not breaking any laws, just slowly, legally, and efficiently draining its value while smiling at you from behind a polished desk? Sounds dramatic. Then ask yourself this: if banks truly existed to make you wealthy, why aren't most of their customers rich? Today, we're tearing apart the comforting myths, the friendly branding, and the illusions of safety. Because once you see how the financial system really works, you can't unsee it. And fair warning, one of the secrets near the end explains why bankers are always so polite to you, and it's not kindness. Banks sell comfort better than almost any industry in the world. Soft lighting, calm, music, words like security, stability, and trust. You walk in, sign a few papers, and feel responsible. Adult safe. But comfort is often the most expensive product you can buy, because when you're comfortable, you stop asking questions. You stop checking the fine print. You stop noticing that while your money appears to be resting, it's actually running laps for someone else's profit. The system doesn't need you to be smart. It needs you to be calm. Let's destroy one of the biggest lies first, that saving money in a bank makes you wealthier. It feels logical, right? You don't spend. You wait. You earn interest. Except the math is brutal. If inflation eats 3 to 5% of your money every year and your bank pays you less than 1%, you're not growing, you're shrinking. Quietly. Invisibly. $1,000 today does not buy what it bought 5 years ago, and it certainly won't buy the same in 10. Your balance might look stable, but its real power is melting away. Banks love advertising interest because it sounds like a gift. We pay you to keep your money here. But compare what they give you versus what they take. You earn cents, they earn dollars. Sometimes thousands. Your deposit is not idle, it's ammunition. It gets loaned, leveraged, While you celebrate earning a few dollars a year, the same money might be generating massive returns elsewhere, and you'll never see a cent of that upside. Here's where it gets uncomfortable. Banks don't just move money, they create it legally, through a system most people never fully understand. When you deposit money, the bank keeps only a fraction. The rest is loaned out, but you still see your full balance. And the borrower sees their money too. Same money, two balances. Multiply this across millions of customers, and you realize the system runs on duplication, not deposits. Interest is charged on money that didn't exist yesterday. Now ask yourself, if banks can create money through lending, what do they want you to do? Save or borrow? The answer is obvious. Debt is the product. Savings are the bait. This is why credit is everywhere. Offered aggressively. Marketed emotionally. You deserve this. Buy now, pay later. But debt doesn't just cost money. It costs freedom, because once you owe, your future income is already promised to someone else. Credit cards are engineering masterpieces. They turn impatience into profit. Minimum payments keep you hopeful. High interest keeps you trapped. A small purchase today can become a massive expense tomorrow. And the scariest part, the system works best when you almost pay it off. Banks don't want you bankrupt. They want you balanced on the edge, paying but never finishing. Here's a cruel paradox. The more money you already have, the cheaper money becomes. Wealthy individuals borrowed at rates so low they barely feel them. Sometimes lower than inflation. That means time pays their debt for them. Meanwhile, those who need help the most are charged the highest rates. Risk management, they call it. But the outcome is simple. The rich accelerate, the poor struggle. The wealthy don't fear debt. They weaponize it. They borrow to buy assets that rise with inflation. Real estate, businesses, shares, Inflation inflates the value, while the debt stays the same. Over time, the debt becomes smaller relative to the asset. That's not luck. That's design. Most people pay taxes before they even see their money. The wealthy play a different game. Instead of selling assets and triggering taxes, they borrow against them. Loans aren't income, so they aren't taxed. Banks love this because the collateral is strong and the interest is guaranteed. It's legal, it's quiet, and it's completely inaccessible to the average person. Trillions of dollars don't disappear. They relocate. Offshore structures exist to minimize taxes, not hide crime. Corporations move profits on paper, not products. And banks build the bridges. Entire economies lose funding while wealth quietly migrates to zero tax zones. A mortgage is often sold as freedom. In reality, it's a 30-year promise. Interest ensures the bank gets paid first and most. Early payments barely touch the principal. You work for decades while the bank collects predictably. And if things go wrong, the asset returns to them. Fees are small enough not to trigger outrage, but constant enough to generate billions. Overdrafts, maintenance, transfers, penalties, each one feels minor. Together, they form a silent tax on being human, on mistakes, delays, and miscalculations. A financially educated customer is less profitable. That's why schools don't teach money. Confusion creates compliance. Complexity discourages resistance. When people don't understand interest, they accept it. When they don't understand systems, they trust them. Banks don't hold your money the way you think they do. They rely on trust. As long as people believe, the system holds. When belief breaks, everything shakes. History has proven this more than once. So what does all this mean? Not that banks are evil villains, but that they are businesses optimized for their benefit, not yours. The moment you stop romanticizing them, you start seeing options. Awareness doesn't make you rich overnight, but ignorance guarantees you won't be. Learn the rules, question incentives, and never confuse politeness with loyalty. If this opened your eyes even a little, subscribe. More truth, less illusion.